Let's talk about how to show PowerPoint presentations in your Zoom meetings. There are two ways to do this. I have a strong preference for the first one I'll show you. So no matter which way you're going, the first thing to do is to open up your presentation in another window. Here's a random PowerPoint presentation. Let's say I want to show that in this meeting. What I'm going to do is go down to screen share. When I hit screen share, it's giving me a bunch of options for what I want to share. Do I want to share my desktop? Do I want to share this PowerPoint that will share everything in the PowerPoint window, a whiteboard, all these kinds of things? Here's the trick. I don't like to use this option. What I do is I actually go up to this Advanced tab, click it, and you'll see the first choice is Portion of Screen. And I'll show you why I do this later on. So pick Portion of Screen. If there are any videos in my PowerPoint presentation, or if I want to share videos in class, I'm going to go ahead and check Share Computer Sound. That means that when the video makes sound on my computer, my students will be able to hear it instead of just me. And also optimize screen share for video clip. This just makes video clips look much smoother when they're piped over the Zoom interface. So once you've done all that, and notice I didn't pick PowerPoint, I picked Portion of Screen. I'm going to hit Share, ready to go. And this generates this green frame that I can move around. I can stretch it to make it bigger. I can put it right over my presentation. What my students see right now is anything inside this green frame. So this is great for your PowerPoint because it means they can see the slides, you can see your notes. But it also means if I pulled up another window, oh, they can now see my browser. I don't want that. So that's something to be aware of with this. You do need to leave this PowerPoint presentation or whatever you want to show. Say you pull up your browser, you want to open a YouTube video, put the frame around the YouTube video. Whatever it is you want them to see needs to be the only thing in that frame. So here, I can actually run through this just using the PowerPoint interface. My students are just seeing the slides. I'm seeing everything else. This is very straightforward. And notice when you're doing this, up here you have a couple options. For instance, you can annotate. And here I'm going to say I want to type. Just put text as an example. So I've just annotated that. Notice that that will stay there on all your slides. So if you do that and you don't want it on all your slides, you're going to want to erase it. But you can annotate these. You can also choose, for instance, to enable your students' annotation. If you want students to be able to add to a slide, maybe you want everybody to throw out an idea or do a drawing. Remember, with these tools, you also have the option to draw, to use stamps like check mark, stars, all kinds of different things where you and your students can annotate. Remember that when you're screen sharing, if you need to see other windows, for instance, I want to know, maybe I ask my students to chat, chat everyone your answers to the question on this slide. I would just hit chat. They can actually see chat if it's in this window. And so you just slide things around until you can see what you want. Things are where you want them to be. And you can see your students chat. You can see breakout rooms if you want to move straight from a presentation to breakout rooms. Very easy to do. So when I'm done giving this presentation, I'm going to hit stop sharing. Let's go ahead and close chat. Don't need that anymore. Okay, that seems a little bit complicated, right? For showing a PowerPoint presentation. Let me show you the other way to do this, which is simpler, and explain why that's not the one I choose. So I want to give a PowerPoint presentation. I've got PowerPoint open, ready to go. I'm going to hit share screen. On the basic tab, I can choose PowerPoint. That's my PowerPoint window that's open. In fact, this will list every window I have open and ask me, is this the one you want to share? Pick the PowerPoint one. Again, my presentation has videos in it, so I'm going to check Share Computer Sound, check Optimize Screen Share for Video Clip, and I'm going to go ahead and share it. So you'll notice that there's a green rectangle out here around my PowerPoint window. this means that my students can see everything in this green rectangle. So right now they can see the whole of my PowerPoint application is being screen shared with them. And I want to give this presentation, so let's hit play from start like you normally would in PowerPoint. I've got my slides here. And what I'm going to do, like in normal PowerPoint, hit this arrow, you can advance the slide. Same thing with annotating this way. But notice that you can't see your presenter tools. So that is, if you've written notes on your slides, you actually can't see them using this method of screen sharing. So if you're not the kind of person who does that, or if you printed out your notes beforehand, great. Do it this way. It can be much tidier, much easier. But for all other intents and purposes, I would do the share portion of screen. Another reason is share portion of screen is very easy to switch. For instance, if you have a video in your PowerPoint and for some reason the video is not working, it's really, really easy to switch to the browser window versus here where I can't. I'm stuck with the PowerPoint window. If I wanted to switch to a browser window, I would have to stop sharing this and start sharing the other one. With share portion of screen, I would just move the green box over the window in YouTube or whatever the source of it initially was anyway, and be able to show it that way. And so it's a great thing to remember. Let me stop sharing this, and I'm going to point you back this way. Under the Advanced tab, portion of screen, this is a great way to share almost anything. And if you're trying to share something another way and having trouble with it, definitely use share portion of screen instead, because for many things, videos, audio, this kind of stuff, where you have trouble with other settings, this will make it work perfectly fine. So just keep this in your back pocket, even if it's not your preferred way of showing PowerPoint slides. Okay, great. I hope that was helpful.